All right,
Indeed.
fellas, we got to move on to this next subject. Champ said he probably may not want to talk about it, but we must.
I'll let
Jada,
y'all talk. I'll just listen.
Jada Pinkett. We
Hey, hold on.
no
PSP.
no no.
Wait, before you continue, but listen, I think we've gone down this road before. I, I gotta agree with Champ. I don't no. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say
I
I'm
can't.
gonna
I
say
can't.
I'm gonna say this. I have to. Jada Pinkett Smith, obviously her book Worthy is coming out next week, and she released some bombshells, such as saying that at one point Chris Rock, she claims he tried to date her, asked her out on a date. She also said about the Oscars incident between Will and Chris, she thought it was a skit. She even admitted that she and Will have been separated since 2016. She also said that Tupac was her soulmate and that Tupac, I think it was in the podcast Up in the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, that Tupac tried to propose to her while he was in prison at Rikers Island. I'm going to say this regarding Jada Pinkett Smith. Why is she saying all this stuff? Yeah, of course. She's doing it just to promote her book. But I am sick and tired of Jada's bullshit. Honestly, I am. The only reason why we talking about this is because Jada keeps airing it out. I am sick and tired of Jada revealing her family shit. Honestly, I feel like we know more about their shit than our own families. And I get fed up and tired with Jada because you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing your kids. And you really embarrassing Will Smith. I'm starting to. I realize. I've wondered all this time, what has Will Smith ever done to Jada Pinkett Smith? What has Will Smith ever done to Jada Pinkett Smith for Jada to continuously treat Will like he's 6 feet under the ground? Jada Pinkett Smith, I'm gonna go further. I think she's arrogant. I think she's smug. I think she's a narcissist. I think she is full of shit and a waste of my time. She doesn't love Will Smith. And for women and some men who think that I'm reaching, bullshit. Jada Pinkett Smith does not love Will Smith. Jada loves humiliating Will Smith. Jada loves embarrassing, airing out their dirty laundry, all this other stuff. And I think it's sick, and I think it's gross, and I think it's pathetic, and I think it shows you who Jada is. I feel like no matter what Will Smith does, he will never earn the one thing that he needs from Jada the most, and that is her approval. She does not love him. Anyone who says otherwise, you're full of shit, because there is nothing that Jada has done to convince me otherwise. And Jada has revealed a lot of things. The entanglement, how Will doesn't perform well in the bedroom, their open marriage, all this other shit. And my thing is, Jada, why do you have to reveal all these things? Why? We don't need to know that. That's your business and your business yourself. You keep that shit to yourself. It's confidential. No one needs to know all this stuff. But because you air it out, you give people like me, you give so many people to talk about it. You don't care about anyone but yourself. I do feel sorry for Will, but at some point, if you're Will, man, you are a man. At some point, you need to divorce this woman. Now I'm no married man. I ain't got kids. I ain't got a wife, but I can't be with a woman who continuously throws dirt on my face and treats me like shit. Jada, in terms of what she said, she thought it was a skit. That's bullshit, because everyone knew about the bad blood between her and Will against Chris Rock, going back to the 2016 Oscars, when Chris Rock made the joke saying Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. Jada Pinkett Smith should have stopped and prevented Will from making a huge mistake at the Oscars. Will Smith made a huge mistake. He deserved the consequences for what he did to Chris Rock. That was a weak ass move on the part of Will Smith. But just like I blame Will, I also blame Jada. Because if anyone should have stopped Will from making that mistake, it should have been you, Jada. I don't give a shit about your separation from 2016 to 2023. You know him better than most. You've been married to this man for 25 years. You know exactly how he is and how he thinks. Anyone should have stopped him. It should have been you. But the fact that you allowed that to happen tells me who you really are. Pathetic. She is an embarrassment. She is a disgrace, in my opinion. Will Smith needs to be with someone who can treat him better. It makes him feel like he's worthy. Honestly, Jada should change the book from worthy to untrustworthy, because clearly that's something that she's not. And that is trustworthy. She's not someone that I can trust, I can count on. She's not someone that I can consider a friend. She is a piece of trash. And she continuously embarrassed herself and her family. She has emasculated Will Smith to a point where he's 6 feet under the ground. And it's becoming more clear to me she's more in love with Tupac than Will. Even their daughter wrote a letter to Tupac in which she never had the opportunity to see Pac when Pac was alive. Jada is full of it, but I'm not surprised that she took this position, because A, she needs the money because she no longer has the red table talk anymore, and she's coming out with this book. So of course you're going to release some stuff in the book. You're going to release some bombshells just in order to promote the book, in order to make it lucrative. And at the same time, this is who she also is. So if I'm Will Smith, I divorce Jada once and for all, because I feel like there's nothing I can do to get this woman's approval. And all she does is humiliate me and make my life an absolute living hell.